Oh, hey, welcome to what am I doing? My tips or the notes off of my 14-day live, day 4 notes. That's what it is. Oof, I got totally sidetracked there for a minute. And all right, so day 4, I haven't even done my video yet. It's like 7:30. And yeah, I'm wearing the same clothes because I sat down and just knocked out all 4 days of the notes so that I could get you guys caught up because I had so many people reaching out to me and I just wanted to get this done and over to you. So the title of our fourth day is Talk About Their Crabgrass. Talk more about their crabgrass and less about your weed killer. So does that make sense to you? Most people will probably understand that analogy, but you know, with the crabgrass, you could put weed killer on it and kill it. And so you don't want to just sit around and talk about all the time about your product. So you want to talk more about, well, basically, let me see what that said again, because I got it earlier today and now I read it and I'm like, what? Talk more about their crabgrass, than your weed killer, yeah. So the problem, talk more about the problem than you talk about your product. So for instance, a great example is if you have really flat, fine, thin hair, you wouldn't just say, hey, buy my volume shampoo, buy my volume shampoo, buy my volume shampoo. You would start off a video with, hey, do you suffer with really fine, thin, flat hair? Great. If you do, I've got some tips on how to get volume. You can find some generic tips. Still don't talk about your product. And then, like, I look for 10, 15, 20, 30 tips on whatever. And so you talk about 4 or 5 of the tips in your video. And at the end, you do the call to action. Hey, if you want to know more about how to get volume, I've got 10 really powerful leads or whatever. You can look up synonyms for powerful or just try to find what fits in your vocabulary and what you feel good using and saying. And just call them to action. If you want these tips, message me and I'll be happy to send them out. So we're having a reoccurring theme through this whole entire challenge. It's not going to change. We're going to have some other tips along the way, but it's simply the fact of getting you committed to doing a challenge, because he says at the beginning, yeah, it's going to be rough, but at the end of the challenge, then it's going to be like old school for you. Like, oh, this is simple. Why didn't I just start doing it early? So that's the thing you want to remember about this. Let me see my notes. Said also, it's the weekend, and that's the truth. And he said it's a weekend warrior tend to drop off on the weekends. Remember that once you create a life of freedom, the days of the week no longer matter. So show up for yourself. Wow, that's pretty powerful. I do love that. Okay, so let's get on down to the action step is to engage with about 20 different people before you go live. Follow the structure, introduce yourself, ask the question, give your content, and then do your call to action. Provide value in your content. And again, I just gave you a great example of it. I think the first video that I did was what do super performers do, and then I gave the tips of what they do, and then I did the call to action. And anybody that wanted my notes, I'll be happy to send them over, or the tips, I'll happy to send them over. Okay, so let's see. Stop beating yourself up. It's a total waste of time. So if even if you do like a video that wasn't that great, he's like, don't waste your time on that. It's such a huge waste of time to beat yourself up, and it's just so counterproductive. So don't do that. Just move on. Like, click a switch is what he said. Flip a switch and move on. And that's really something I tell my son. Like, no, we just change the channel. Somebody tell me change the channel. I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Change the channel. Like, if you start having thoughts in your mind about, like, I'm not that great, I'm not that good, I'm not that pretty, I'm not that skinny, I'm not that whatever. I mean, just the second that thought enters your mind, like, think about change the channel, click, and put a different picture in your mind and get rid of the negative stuff. Let's see, producers. He explains what a producer is. It's someone who gets stuff done. So it's clear, right? If you want to have the things you want, you have to put some effort into it, no matter what it is. So, are you a producer? Are you a wannabe producer? Are you willing to take the steps to be a producer? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself. Morning routine, a lot of people exercise, they do meditation, they do self-development, healthy things. Day's income producing task. So you want to do the day's income producing task because you don't want to get away from them. You don't want to be focused on totally only doing Facebook Lives, right? Because you build your business in a lot of different ways. So just make sure that you always are doing income producing activities. Non-producers, full of excuses. Yesterday was terrible. Takes Ray timing, what does it say? Takes Ray's trainings personally. Oh, because he can be kind of like in your face, which is okay. I like that. I'm okay with that. And but he can be a little, rough. And so he's saying, don't take his trainings personal, because he'll say, I'm gonna do a training tomorrow at 3:00. No, I don't know what time zone you're in, and I don't know. Don't message me saying what is your time zone, because I don't know. Just Google it. I Google everything, so just Google it. He was like, so he was kind of, not really making fun, but just I'm sure he gets asked that so many times. He's finally like, just stop, just Google it, because I don't know where you are. I know it's 5:00 here and it's 3:00 there. Just Google it. And so that's the thing that he talks about a lot, which some people could take personally because they could have messaged him to be like, hey, I'm in this time zone, what's your time zone to me? And so he's probably been asked that so many times. And if you've been somebody that's done that, then yeah, you might get a little offensive. But he said, don't take it offensively, which, things suck, poor language when talking to themselves, so just stop talking bad to yourself. Flip the channel. He says the problem isn't just poor mindset, it's time. You're wasting all of your time beating yourself up. If you're wasting all of your time beating yourself up, how in the world are you going to get stuff done? You need to be your biggest cheerleader no matter what. Find a way to get up and get motivated and get your things done. He said the being productive is for 1 to 3 hours a day, and it takes so much less time than beating yourself up. The ability to say, woe is me, shows the abundance of inactivity. Like, poor me, day didn't go right, I just had a flat tire, woe is me, and it's just like every day it's something. Don't be one of those kind of people. Just check yourself, right? If you catch yourself doing that, change the channel, okay? Change that channel, because I always think about, what happens in my experience in dealing with a lot of different people is, if you're the kind of person that is more negative, and then you have a flat tire, and then your AAA bill wasn't paid, now you don't have anybody, and it's just like your whole weeks start to just what I call spiraling down, and it's just like stop, don't spiral down. Find a way to check yourself. Okay, let's see. Be too busy to beat yourself up. Very good. I love that note. That is spot on. Be too busy to beat yourself up. If you have to beat yourself up, schedule it for 15 minutes a day, and then wean yourself off. I forgot he said that. Yeah, that's funny. If you have to beat yourself up, put it in your schedule, and then change the channel, and then basically do it less and less and less, okay? And it's just, it's a everyday, like they say, we have like 80,000 thoughts a day, and I may totally have exaggerated that, but it's very similar to that. And if you have 80 thoughts a day, the good majority of them are stuff that can cause you to spiral down. So it's your job that you owe to yourself to go out there and change that channel and say no. I mean, you wouldn't let like a robber come in your house and, you know, you'd be like, no, that's not happening. And, you know, you wouldn't let somebody go in there and try to open up your car door and take your car. You would be like, no, that's not going to happen. So you need to take this, what you do and I do and everybody does, very seriously, and just put that in your brain and be like, I'm not putting up with it. I'm done. I'm done. And no, they're going to come. It's not going to change. But what can change is the time that you allow that to happen inside your brain. So do it, you can do it, and your life will change. It will absolutely change. So just know that it's a little bit of hard work in the beginning, but in the end, your life can be just all happy. And, you know, obviously you're going to have the down times, but like he said, wean off those times that you beat yourself up. Okay, so, oh, and this is so true. He was like, the truth is there are people wishing that someone would reach out to them and offer a solution to their problems. And instead of helping them, you're selfishly beating yourself up. Think about that. You're beating yourself up instead of thinking about, hey, maybe I can help somebody. Because I was somebody that was desperate for an opportunity. And nobody really knew because I didn't talk about that. And all I did was just go try to do more work. And so I was fully open, even though nobody had really offered me an opportunity. And so just know that, think about that. That could be a TV changing moment for you. Why am I beating myself up when there are people out there that need and want an opportunity? And this is a numbers game. A numbers game, okay? So know that and stop, like he said, woe is me. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, Ray shared a story of a child in a third world country who received a new pair of underwear from Ray's friend, and he embraced it and started crying with gratitude. That just, anything to do with children, it just, my heart bleeds in pain for them. So he said, and yet you're busy whining about how your video sucked. Stop it. Stop it. All right. We live in the greatest country in the world, and there are people out there that, like he's saying, they have nothing, and they're so grateful for the most little thing that and I know he said that something about the orphanage that they help. The children have to sleep outside because they have to have a different license in order for the kids to be able to sleep inside. So they they dig little beds in the dirt and just hope that the animals don't get them during the night. And so that's something, again, when I talk about the money, yeah, this is the kind of thing that makes me go, I want to help, I want to make more money, and I want to share the money that I have. All right, I don't want to make this too long because I know it's probably going on here. All right, well, I'm going to end it there. There's a couple of other things, but I can share those a little bit later. So thank you for joining me on my journey here with the 14-day challenge, and wish me luck because I'm fixing to hop on and do my own video for the 14-day challenge today. Thank you, guys.